Hi there, welcome to today's Deck Tech. I'm back again at the Lost Caverns of Ixalan, and it's probably one of the ones that you've been waiting for me to do, or one of the ones you've been expecting to do. Or it may not be the one dinosaur you thought I was going to do, actually. You might have thought I was going to cover Golter, decided against Golter, and decided to go with Gishath, Sun's Aether, 5 red, green and white, for a 7/6 legendary dinosaur with Vigilance, Trample and Haste. And whenever it deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from top of your library, put any number of dinosaur cards from among them onto the battlefield, the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Yep, we're going to try and make lots and lots of dinosaurs, attacking with Gishath, and then hopefully getting maybe a couple of extra combat steps in and just win that way. That's the plan with this deck anyway, so here we go. So, as usual, one of my decks, start with a mana base. Yep, green, red and white lands all over the place. Have gone a little bit deep on this one. We've got Arid Messer in here to start with, so you can drop that if you haven't got the money for that. Everything else, red, green lands everywhere. Savannas here, plateaus here, 2 cards you can drop. Obviously I have them on MTGO. I don't own them in real life, but if you do, drop them in, have fun. Probably better than basic lands. If you want to do this in real life, basic lands it is. Yeah. If you're going to play it, have them in. If you're playing on MCGO. I have included Temple of the False God. I'm starting to regret having that and Reliquary Tower in a lot of my decks. Don't know why. Just haven't got a clue why yet. But we'll keep doing it. I think at the end of the day, having the Temple of the False God in this deck is fine. Reliquary Tower may not be needed. Anyway, mana ramp. There's a lot. We've got to go big on this. A lot of the creatures are big, they're heavy, and we need to get them in play quite quickly to do anything. So, Tantalite, Talisman, Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Mind Stone, Talisman of Conviction, Impulse and Unity, and Thought Vessel and Chromatic Lantern, plus 1 of each of the medallions. We've got to ramp quickly, we've got to ramp hard, we need to get there. Most of the good dinosaurs start around about 4 mana. I'm not talking about that one, but yeah, most of the useful ones start there. The better ones start at 5. And yeah, we need to start making sure we get to that level as soon as quickly as possible. Either via reducing the casting cost of things or just having loads of ramp in play. We have got some ways to mitigate the life loss from here and here. But again, it's expensive to do it this way, I know, but this is MTGO I'm mainly playing on nowadays, and therefore for me this is affordable. In real life, lose this, the rest of it you probably need, and you probably need to find some more rocks to put in to replace these two. Not sure what, but you can put them in signets maybe, I don't know, whatever you want to play. Right, that's the ramp side, be ready, this is heavy on this side. So, as for the rest of the deck, we have got Elixir of Immortality just to shuffle everything back in when our dinosaurs will undoubtedly get killed off, which will just be disappointing. But we have got Heroic Intervention to try and keep them in play once they're in play and make them indestructible. And then the first dinosaur is Isquithith, firstborn of Gishath. Go have the baby in here, haven't you? It's still quite good though, because when it enters you may pay 2, and if you do, target dinosaur you control deals damage equal to its powers with another creature. Gives you a little bit of spot removal, especially if you get Isquith later on in the game. You've got one of the big boys in play and you can take something out entirely. Teferi's Protection is also here to protect our dinosaurs, phase everything out if we need to. It might be we get to the point where we're going to win the game on our next turn, but we need our next turn to get here, so Teferi's Protection gets us there without anything happening to us. Aggravated Assault is the first one of our extra attack step cards. This is a slower one to what we probably want to be doing, but it is repeatable, so, you know, swings and roundabouts. Giant Cindermore just means our players can't gain, none of us can gain life, so this probably does eat removal spells quite quickly, but it's a 4/3 with trample that someone is going to have to deal with at some stage. Jessica's Will, mana, keep card draw, you know the score. Scythe Claw Raptor is also here. Whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, it deals full damage to them, slows down all the counter spells, lightning bolts, path to exiles, terrors, whatever, go for the throats, you know what I'm talking about, it's good. Armored Kincaller, because I quite like this one just a little bit way of gaining life. Ravenous Daggertooth does the whole enrage. When it's dealt damage, you gain 2 life. There's not too many enrage, so I didn't go too deep into it. Wayward Swordtooth is very useful because it lets us play the additional land every turn, and we are only playing 37 lands, but we've got so much ramp it should be fine. Runic Armosaur lets us do card drawing. When an opponent acts an ability of a creature or land that isn't a mana ability, you may draw a card. That's quite useful in Commander, and I think people forget this one exists from M19. Moving over to 4-drops, coming in from the Aftermath set, Bronzebeak Foragers is here. Enters the battlefield for each opponent, exile up to 1 non-target, non-land permanent that player controls until it leaves the battlefield. But you can pay white and X and put target card with mana value exiled, with mana value X exiled from the Bronzebeak Foragers into its owner's graveyard, and you gain X life. So, you know, you can get them off the battlefield. It's just a little bit slow. Harness Sunhorn is also coming in from March of the Machines Aftermath. Oh no, sorry. Take it back. Bronzebeak Fortress. Wrong set. Lost Caverns of Ixalan Commander. My bad, sorry. Harness Sunborn is definitely in from the Lost Caverns of... No, from Aftermath set. I'll get it right one of these days, I promise. Whenever it deals damage, combat damage for a player, return an artifact or enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. A great way to get back some of the things that may have been destroyed. War Train Slasher, it's just got Menace, and whenever it attacks a battle, double its power. There's not any battles really in the deck at all, but it's a 4/3 with Menace. Yeah, okay, and it's a dinosaur, so let's go with it. Relentless Assault, the second one of having an additional tap step in our, if we need to, in our turn. Go for it, get another attack in with your dinosaurs. Really great if you've got a Gishath in play. Curious Altasaur comes in next. Whenever a dinosaur you control deals combat damage for a player, draw a card. Yeah, okay then. Keep doing that. Riptor Raptor, for enrage, you get to draw a card. And Urban Daggertooth from Modern Horizons 2. Has the enrage, you get to proliferate. But again, it's a 4/3 for 4 mana, hence why it's here. Wrathful Raptors from the Commander set. Whenever it's dealt damage, you deals that much damage to any target that isn't a dinosaur. That's quite cool. Savage Beating. You can only play it during combat, during your turn, only during combat. If you can entwine it, it's really nice if you can do this for 7. Get to give all your creatures, all your dinosaurs double strike, and untap them all and get an additional combat phase. If you're doing one, just get the additional combat phase and get everything untapped. Snapping Sailback is a damage, put a +1/+1 counter on it, assuming it survives. It's 4/4 that flashes in, so instant blocker if we need it. Overgrown Armosaur just gives you a sapling token, but yeah, gives you a set of blockers if you need them. Sinian of Calamity comes in with Myriad from the new set as well, from the Commander set, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact or enchantment they control. Planini's Hatcher, one of the main set dinosaurs. You know the trick with the egg tokens by now. Flick them over on combat on your turn, and you get a 3/3. If you have an additional combat, you're flipping both over. Regisaur Alpha comes into play with a 3/3, gives everything else haste as well, a bit like the Hatcher does. Waves of Aggression, another extra turn spell, but you can retrace this one by discarding a card. May cast it from card, discard a land. Yeah, sorry, I should be just reading the card really, but I was trying to remember what retraced it off the top of my head. Untap all creatures you could attack this turn. After this main phase, there's an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase. Yeah, okay then. And the face card of the current Commander decks that have come through. Pantazala's also here, Sun Favoured. I have covered Pantazala somewhere before on the channel, so you can go look that up. So feel free to go look at that as the MTGO version, since the deck isn't here and just the Commander is. Soaring Sandwing is also here just for a bit of plane cycling. I like these because they can go and get things like Jetmir's Garden. So, yep, we put one in. And it's a 3/5 that flies and gives us life. That's the other reason it's here for 6 mana. Atali, Primal Storm. I've only played one version of Atali. I've went with the original one from the Rivals of Ixalan. So, yep, we're here. Seismic Monstrosaur is just another cycling card if we need it to. And at the end of the day, if we have it in play and have to sack lands to draw cards, all well and good. Trumpsing Carnosaur. Everyone knows what this one does. Is hit the Discover decks in Pioneer and Standard, from what I've seen. 7/6 for 6 mana that has Discover 5 and Trample, or you can pay 3, and turn it into a lightning bolt for a creature or planeswalker. If you need it early, do that. Hopefully you mana Elixir of Immortality gets it back for you later in the game. But yeah, a 7/6 that discovers 5. Hit any of these things, you're going to be very happy. Burning Sun's Avatar, 3 damage, enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to target opponent or planeswalker and 3 damage to one creature. That's cool. It's a 6/6 for 6, I like that. Carnage Tyrant, trample, hexproof, can't be countered. Yep. Earthshaker Dreadmore. You had to have one Earth Dreadmore in here somewhere, didn't I? This one lets you just draw cards for each dinosaur you got. It's got trample. 6/6 for 6. I'll cope with that. Goring Ceratops gives everything double strike. Fury of the Horde. You can exile 2 of the red cards from your hand to get an additional tap stick if you need it. Ancient Imperiosaur. Trample, Ward, Convoke. And if you convoke it out, it gets +1/+2/+1/+1 counters for each creature that convoked it, which is quite unexpected a lot of the time. Bear it in mind. Annoyed Altasaur. Reach, Trample, Cascade. The original Cascade, not Discover. So you have to cast whatever you flip. Bear that in mind. Thundering Spineback pumps all our dinosaurs up and then gives us somewhere to sink our mana into that we'll have floating around. Hopefully because of all the medallions and everything else to get more dinosaurs. Verdant Sun's Avatar enters the battlefield or another creature under your control. You gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Okay. And Response Resurgence. Yeah. Creatures you control gain first strike and vigilance until the end of turn. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase. This is what you're going for. If you really need to do the 5 damage, feel free. But you want to try and keep it so you can cast Resurgence side. And Gala and Maverin are here. It is very useful, I will say now, to have the vampire creature tokens with lifelink come into play. However, having say I don't know, something big 6/6 come into play on the attack, 7/7 maybe, yeah, not a bad thing, but probably the vampire creatures will help a lot. Awakening Sun's Avatar comes in from, I can't remember where I've nicked this one from there. Commander Masters, there you go. Enters the battlefield. If you cast it from your hand, destroy all non-dinosaur creatures. So I'll be casting this from my hand as much as possible to wipe the board before I start doing additional combat steps and attacking. And yeah, had to play Sakama, Primal Calamity in this deck because why wouldn't you? Along with, had to have one Golter in. Sorry, it's just Golter, 12/12. Probably casting it for 2 mana. That's fine, I'll cope with that. And Zakama, let's just do everything we need it to do when it comes into play. Especially the untapping lands will help. And that's it. That's my take on Gishath, Sun's Avatar. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's been a little bit shorter than normal, but it's a dinosaur tribal deck with a heavy amount of ramp, which, you know, I think if you're going to make this work is what you need to do with it. So, let me know in the comments down below what you think. If there's anything you think I've missed out on. I've enjoyed this one. I've play tested it a couple of times. It does work well, especially with all the ramp on MTGO. And if you've got that amount of artifact, expensive cards to play in real life, you're going to love playing this deck. Trust me, it's great fun. But that's it for now. I'm out of here. Back tomorrow. One more video for this week. And then we'll maybe, I don't know, have to think something new to do for the next few weeks. Because I think that's most of the Lost Cavern stuff I want to cover then. But if there's something I haven't covered you want me to see, let me know in the comments down below. And please hit the subscribe button that's over here over my shoulder. 287 as I record this video today. So, you know, still nudging up towards the 300 by Christmas, I think we're going for now. I think the 500 before Christmas was a bit of a long shot. 300, I'll be happy. So please, if you can, subscribe. I'll appreciate it. But that's it for now. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. See you soon. Bye.